Solibri. Together with me is Pasi Paasiala, who is a principal architect here at Solibri. Do you want to say hi, Pasi?
Hi.
Great. Let's move on. So just one slide about Solibri, for maybe most of you have already or know Solibri, or at least have heard about it. So industry leader in the quality control and quality assurance of the BIM industry. And there's few of our bigger enterprise customers, and our vision, and in numbers, few on the right side. So let's straight jump into the beef. So we will demonstrate you a bit like how the quality assurance is done with Solibri. Just a general slide regarding why is the BIM quality assurance important. Well, it of course affects in each of the basic project pillars, meaning time, scope, and money. And maybe regarding the money part, it's not just when you're doing the construction phase, but also then in all the way to the facility management. So decisions made early in the already in the design phase have a huge impact in the whole cost of the building's life cycle. This is more about then during the construction phase, just to illustrate why the slogan is that we want the mistakes to be fixed as early as possible. So if we go forward in the project and we find the mistake already in the design phase, it has a small impact in the cost. If we find it in design review, it will grow production even higher. If it's installed already at the site and then we find the mistake, it has already quite a huge impact. And then, well, this does happen, but if we go to the court, of course, then the cost will be even higher. We will use this Menti just to get your input. So I guess if you can scan the code, you will find this Mentimeter, and there's some question for you to answer, and then we will share you also the results.
Or if you stop sharing, I can share my Menti.
Perfect. I hope you managed to get the QR code. If not, you will see it also in Pasi's screen.
Yes. So we have 2 experience. How many people we have here? 3?
Do we have an audience of 3 people?
All right. Well.
Okay. Perfect.
So I stop sharing.
Yeah. And let's move on to the.
Yeah.
All right. Let's continue a bit with the slide before going to the. All right. Now a bit more technical slide. Let me explain a bit. So on the left we have the BIM authoring tools, which are then creating these BIM models in IFC. And then on the right hand side we have the BIM utilization. So that can be then at the construction site how you're using the BIM models. It can be in the facility management, whatever is the kind of requirement. And there's like so many different use cases for the BIM, as you know. But the picture illustrates like that Solibri is in the middle as the quality gatekeeper. There's some kind of demands for the BIM model, which comes from the BIM. How do we utilize the BIM? And those requirements are then transferred into Solibri, as a rule sets or classifications or information takeoff. And then we can check the models in the middle and not just deliver directly from the BIM authoring tool to the BIM utilization and then find out that, okay, this BIM model is not good quality, we can't use it for the purpose. If we go, okay, yeah. So Solibri, the workflow starts from, we get the IFC file. We can add multiple IFC files. We can federate them and visualize them. That's the basic already, that brings a lot of benefits compared to, for example, 2D, that we can have all the models in one place. After this, we can use the Solibri classifications. This is maybe a bit misleading since there's like already classifications coming from the authoring tool, but there is Solibri has its own classification function that allows us to group and visualize components in Solibri. And this becomes really effective when we can organize in a way the model components first, and then after that we feed those to the checking or the information takeoff. And these are actually the main kind of resources, so to say, in Solibri. So we have classifications, we have the checking, the rule set files, and then we have the information takeoff definition files. After this, we can use the BCF to communicate the found issues, or, well, usually issues found, but of course you can use it for any other. You can report anything BIM related with from Solibri using BCF, either through an issue management platform that is supporting the BCF API, or as a BCF file. The resources, the classification, checking, information takeoff, they can be then saved either like a company specifically or role specifically, and then you can use them again in the next project that you will get. Back to Menti. We have another question for the audience, and Pasi can show the results.
Sure. Yeah, you can stop sharing.
Yeah, I'll wait just so people can scan the QR code. And 1, 2, 3.
Go to the next. Okay. There is not much input coming here.
Okay, one. Yeah. Was it still in the previous slide? If you didn't manage to scan the QR code, you can use the feed in the number you see, or the code.
I mean, I did fill it out and it's not registered, so maybe.
Okay, maybe we need to wait for a while, or can you
Okay.
Oh, now it's coming. Okay, checking obviously is the winner.
All right, so I'll stop sharing.
Yeah. Okay, let's jump then to a live demo. And okay, I'll try to focus the demo then more on the checking part. I'll walk you through just quickly. So now here we have one architect model open. So we can combine models. Let's get some. I need to. Okay, from here I can get, for example, the ventilation model. Just to show you that now we have one model. This is from Revit. This is from ArchiCAD, and they're obviously both in IFC format. And here we have all the possible 3D tools. Just to show you some example of the classification. So we can, for example, here we have color coded. We can easily just visualize based on the fire rating that the walls have. And this information, that once we have done the classification, we can also use that in elsewhere in Solibri in the filtering, which is quite handy. So once the classification is done, we can, for example, I want to take all the quantities from the fire rated walls. So here I can define that I will use the classification, fire rating, and then I will just click and choose both of these, fire rated. So now here we have the walls. Now we are missing the fire rating, and we can add here a new column, which we will again choose from the classification. And now we can see that the type, and we also see the fire rating. We can also adjust the color so that it's coming, the information takeoff gives the same color as the classification by changing the color column here. And this can be then, of course, reported. Okay, so let's go to the checking now, since that was it so we have like 10 minutes left?
I think about, yes.
Okay, yeah, so well, checking happens here under the checking layout. Maybe this is also good to maybe mention that these are the predefined layouts that we see here that comes out of the box with Solibri, but we can change the layouts, and each of the layouts are like built from these different windows that we see here, or these views. But by default, the checking functions are here under the checking layout. So the way Solibri works is you can see here that I have this role BIM coordination open. These are also like out of the box roles that we can then create our own company specific roles, and the rules can be parameterized, and you can create your own internal quality assurance process from this. But now we will just look at the like out of the box rules. So we can, with the BIM coordination, I'm getting quite like a big variety of different roles, as we expect the BIM coordinator to be really like having a federated model with all the disciplines included. And here we can bring in more rule sets. Maybe we'll just go shortly due to the time frame here. We'll quickly go through some of the rules. So now I don't have the structural model here, so we can maybe disable these rule sets. We don't need to run them now, but we will check the MEP. Actually, this one as well, but let's check the MEP model against the architectural model. So now we can see that the rules have found issues. If we close down the whole rule set, we can see that, okay, this rule set has issues. We open it up. We can see that these rule sets, no issues found, they are okay. We keep opening until we get to the actual rule, which has this kind of symbol. And then, okay, we can see that this rule now has some issues. Once we choose this rule set, you can see that the result summary and also the results change. And now they are showing what kind of issues we have in the model. So this is just the intersection rule, and now we can see from here, okay, we can see that there's a suspended ceiling clashing with this duct here. And now the workflow would be from here that we create an issue. From this, we add a slide. We can say that this is for the architect and MEP, the responsibility. We can create add the description here, what is happening, and we can also give the comments here. Like this. And now, once we have done this, we can see that, okay, now this issue has a slide and it has a decision made here. This would be the same way we would go through all the issues. Of course, there might be some issues that we are we know that this doesn't, we don't need to report this, this is okay. And then we can also have the option to accept the issues here. If we want to create the slide, we can also choose that to add them from the group level, so we don't need to create from each and every one of them. So we can, for this whole wall, even though it has multiple clashes, we can add the slide from this level. After we have gone through all the found issues, we will go to the communication, and here we can add a presentation from the checking results and give it a name. I'll just leave it now, presentation 1. And now we have all the issues here. And we can here as well fill in the metadata of the issues if we want to. You can see that there is the triangle here on the slide, which means that this actually has a linkage to the checking rules. So that allows us to, when we update the IFC file, it allows us to see that which of the issues have been resolved and which issues are no longer in the model. So we would recheck the model, we would update the model, recheck it, and then we would update presentation from results, and then we can remove the issues that are no longer there. That would be the basic workflow in Solibri. And now if we want to add, use a issue management platform, we can use the BCF Live connector, we would just bring in the issues here, and it would automatically synchronize them to the preferred issue management platform. So currently, you can see the list of what is supported at the moment on the issue management platform side. This was really short and demonstration of the basics of Solibri. There's so much more, but in this time frame, I think we need to leave it on this level. If you have questions, please shoot, and I can try to show in Solibri.
Fantastic, thank you very much. There is a question here about, can you tell us about the possible plans using the IDS standard in the Solibri office? Know that you're involved in the IDS project.
Not yet implemented, but yeah, it is there to be implemented at some point. We are aware of, and we are contributing to the standard and following it. Okay, there is another one for Solibri. Why just not create the communication through BCF Live Connector? It can be shared with other BCF platform as well that can read BCF. So I don't know, was this referring to the fact that, Laura, you created the issue first to the presentation, but of course you can create an issue directly to the BCF Live Connector as well.
Yeah, I can maybe show. So yeah, that's a good question. So but then I will just connect to one of this one. Might take a while. Okay, so this is now connecting with BIMsync. We can see here down that it's now bringing. It's kind of a window to what we have on the server side. So it's bringing now 203 issues here, and we can see that it's when the sync status is green here, that's the actual situation on the server side. So yeah, now I brought it to the communication. I can as well just come to the BCF Live Connector and bring from the checking results directly to here. It is also possible that I first create it like I did. I have it here, and then I choose these issues, and then I would bring from the presentation and the selected issues. That's alternative workflow here.
And can't you also create directly from checking to the BCF Live Connector?
Yes, that's yeah. There's many ways. That's true as well. So I can also click now that I have the synchronization on. This column will appear in the results, and this allows me to just double click here, and it's automatic to the BCF Live Connector. Now, if I go here, we can actually see that it's if we sort by the sync status, we can see that it's now here. The sync status it's not yet synchronized, and this is because I haven't pressed this mark as ready button yet. So I could here now do the changes. I could maybe change the viewpoint, and then I would mark as ready, and shortly after that it will give the sync status, and now it's synchronized. It's in BIMsync. It's available for everyone who has access to the project.